Hey, welcome to Dad Space, the podcast for dads by dads. My name is Dave. I'll be your host. Thank you for pressing play. Thank you for being here. You could have picked like 4 other shows. There's only 4, no, maybe 5 in the whole world that talk to dads the way that we talk to dads here on Dad Space. And you picked this show. So that tells me something about you. It tells me a lot about you. It tells me that you are looking for a podcast about dad stuff. And congratulations. All of your efforts have paid off. You're here for Dad Space. I want to encourage you today to invite another dad to Dad Space. There's a lot of room here for dads. It's kind of in the name. We have space for you here on Dad Space. It's Dad Space. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you here.
In 1930, the Republican-controlled House of Representatives, in an effort to alleviate the effects of the, anyone? The Great Depression, passed the, anyone?
Okay, so scooch over. There's another dad coming in. Okay, so we are so excited to have you here. And I was thinking of you while I was at work. Yep, I think of you. I do, quite often. And I thought, you know what all of us dads need? If we could all just have, can we just all lean in here for a second? The one thing that we need as dads is a freaking day off. You know, do you remember the days? Oh, this is gonna take you back. Do you remember the days when you had like 0 responsibilities? You know, nobody was asking you to be somewhere, do something, drive them somewhere, pick up something on your way home. You had like the whole world was your oyster. Now, I don't understand that saying because I don't like oysters, but apparently it's a thing. And you could just do and be anything, and it was all your time. So the last time I think I can remember having that sort of time to myself would probably be high school, which is a long time ago. Maybe college in the summer when I would work and then go back to college. But even then I had to go to work. So really that wasn't it. So high school, I guess. And when I was a young feller, there was a movie, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And what got me about this movie was it didn't feel like a movie. It felt like I was hanging out with my buddy Ferris and ditching school, getting into trouble, and just having a day off. Hence the name, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Quite on the nose, I get it. But I thought, hey, if we could take the premise of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the movie, and apply it to our lives as dads, what would that look like? What would that look like for you? What would that look like for me? To just take a day off. Now, Ferris had to come up with an excuse, a reason. He was sick. Use a keyboard and everything. Or he made up this whole story. But even if we didn't have to make up an excuse, we just took a day off. What would that look like for you? What would you do? Where would you go? And how would your life be different as a result if you just stopped and took a day off without guilt? No one's looking over your shoulder going, you really should be at work right now. Your wife is missing you. Your kids are like, where'd Dad go? If you didn't have any guilt at all, where would you go? What would you do? What would your experience be? And what would be the result if you could simply take a day off, like Ferris? And I want to take the movie, kind of break it down in little pieces for you. If you've never seen the movie, you got some homework to do. And this podcast might not make a lot of sense. I'll try to make sense for you, but I would encourage you to go watch this movie, maybe. It's very 80s. And I would say, look at the license plates on the cars in the movie, because they all relate to other movies, and try to decipher each of the cars have a clue to other movies, there's a little thing for you. Pause it every time you see a car and try to read the license plate and try to decipher what the plate means, because they're secret clues to other movie titles. Okay, that's all I can tell you. As a nerd of Ferris Bueller, there you go. You got some homework to do. So even if you've seen the movie 100 times, maybe you never paid attention to the license plates, and you should. And just go and pause it each time. Every car that you see, look at, like, from all the main characters, pause and look at the license plate. I think you're going to enjoy it. And don't cheat. Don't go to YouTube. Don't do that. Do your own work and see what you can come up with. Think movie titles, license plates, just those two things together, and let me know how you did. dadspace.ca. Okay, let's jump in.
And now, on with the show.
Okay, so Ferris Bueller's Day Off is more than just a teen comedy back in the day. It's kind of like a manifesto for seizing the day, for breaking the routine and finding joy in the moment. A lot of things that we as dads are not really good at. The film's iconic line is, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. And I think as dads, we miss a lot. And as an empty nest dad, I can tell you that life is scattered with regrets, missed opportunities to just soak it in and enjoy being a dad, enjoy being us as men. And we miss these opportunities to be reflective, to recharge our batteries, and to take a step out of the routine and spend some time doing something that lights us up. It's a universal reminder, but it resonates especially for dads who often carry the weight of responsibility and rarely give ourselves permission to take a break. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. So let's reimagine Ferris's philosophy in this movie and some famous moments as a call to dads to enjoy a guilt-free day off, to chase your muse and rediscover the adventure in everyday life. And what I'm going to do is take some quotes from the movies and kind of rework them for you as a dad. You good with this? Okay, here we go. So let's do that line again from Ferris's movie. The original line is, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. How about we remix it for dads? Fatherhood moves pretty fast. If you don't hit pause and look around once in a while, you'll miss the magic in the chaos. How fast is life moving for you right now? If you were to kind of give it like a cop on the side of the road with the speed gun, the radar gun, are you under the speed limit, over the speed limit? Like, is life going by so quickly for you that, like, 1 week becomes a month, becomes a year, and it just, like, how did I get here? The fact that your kids are a great measuring stick for how fast life goes. You know those little marks on the wall where your kids line up and you mark off their height and you put a little date on the wall. Do you have that? Just a side note, if you've never done that before and you're thinking about doing that, a great alternative to that is to buy some measuring tapes, like the construction dudes have. I have some. And spray paint where the measurements are. Like, pull it all out and spray paint it a color so that all the measurements are gone. And then use that measuring tape from the floor to the top of their head and write on the tape with like a Sharpie. And then you just have this measuring tape with you. Don't lose it. But you have this measuring tape with you that you can take with you in life. And you can pull it out and you can see anytime their measurements. Because when you write it on the wall, you kind of need to take the wall with you if you ever move. That's our problem. It's written right on the wall. And A, I'm not allowed to paint over it, obviously. But B, if we ever move, I'm going to have to take out a piece of wall with me because all our kids are written on there, right? Tape measure. Such a great idea, right? You can just throw it in your box of stuff and take it with you anytime. So there you go. Free tip, tape measure, paint over with a spray can, like a white or a yellow or whatever, a nice light color so that a black Sharpie would show up on it. And then use that anytime you want to measure your kids and write it right onto the tape measure. Such a great tip, right? That's a freebie. You don't even owe me for that. Okay, well, you can buy me a coffee at dadspace.ca if you want to. But you don't have to, but you could, because I drink coffee at dadspace.ca. So a tape measure, great way to measure it, right? But we need to measure how fast things are going. And because our kids grow up in front of us, it's like a constant reminder every day we see them. They're just getting so big. Your kids are getting so big. Wow, look at these guys. You're getting so tall. Wow, it's going by fast, isn't it? Like you're going to hear this for your entire dad life, just so you know. So your kids are a reminder. The tape measure could be a reminder. The marks on the wall can be a reminder. Life is going by very, very fast. So how are we going to hit pause and look around once in a while? And when was the last time you did that? I don't think it's in our habit to do that. So my challenge for you is to make it a habit, to take time for yourself as a dad. Hit pause and check in with yourself. Because if you don't, it'll never happen. Another line from the movie is around, the question isn't what are we going to do? The question is what aren't we going to do? So let's remix that for dads. The question isn't what chores do I have to do? The question is what fun haven't I had yet? When's the last time you had fun? Like, smile on your face. I forget what day it is. What time is it? I've left my phone in the car. I'm just having this great time. It could be with your best friend. It could be fishing. It could be out for a walk with a dog on the back of a motorcycle, sitting at the park without a single solitary care in the world, and just watching people go by. You're just having a dad day. When was the last time you did that for yourself? When was the last time that you just had some fun? What is fun for you? I'd like to know. Fun for me is a day with my guitars where nobody bugs me. I can just do what I want, noodle around, make a lot of stupid noises with my guitar, and I don't have to worry about anybody hearing me. I can just jam out with my favorite music. That's what I love to do. I got 9 guitars, and I just love playing music. I've been doing it for like 45 years, so it's kind of in me. How often do I get to play guitar? Not very much. And it's fun. So why am I not doing it? Because, well, taking time for myself feels selfish, and I have responsibilities. I got to do this podcast. You're here waiting. I have my wife, who I love. There's all these things, a job. I have all these things that keep me from doing what I love to do and spending time with myself and having fun and being okay with being with myself. Are you okay with yourself? I hope you are. Another question from the movie, another line says, have fun with it. How many days are you going to live like this? Remixing for dads, have fun with it, Dad. How many chances do you get to be the hero in your own story? In your own story, not in someone else's story, in your story. When's the last time you were the hero for yourself? You're the hero for your partner. Hey, you carried in all the groceries in one shot. Woo! Hero. Hero for the kids. Oh, Dad was just there. My tire went flat on my car, and he showed up and changed the tire because I don't know how to do that. And Dad saved the day. When was the last time you were a hero for yourself? I think in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, there's a bunch of kids trying to find their own inner hero. in that movie. And I like it. And I'm wondering how we as dads can find that for ourselves. It's interesting. From the movie, Cameron is very interesting. Cameron is very nervous about taking a day off. He's like the opposite of Ferris. He's dragged into this, and Cameron's not having a great time with this. But if anybody needs a day off, it's Cameron. He's got a lot of things to sort out before he graduates. Remixed for dads, if anybody needs a day off, it's Dad. He's got a lot to juggle before the next big thing, the next big milestone. If anybody needs a day off, it's Dad. There's a whole lot of Cameron dads out there who are stressed out, who are not having fun in life, who are just dragged around doing the thing because you're obligated to, you feel like you got to be there. It's not your idea. And you're just doing life at someone else's direction because you don't have one. You don't dream big. You just react and you're there. You show up. You do the thing. You're a Cameron. If your name's Cameron, hi. But you're a Cameron. You just get dragged around by everyone else and you never lead. You're never the one to get in front of others and be the leader. You're always the one dragged along by someone else's great idea, even though you hate it and you don't want to be there. Stop being a Cameron. Dad, stop being a Cameron. It's time to step up. And from the movie as well, another one that I love is, I'm not going to sit on my woohoo as the events that affect me unfold to determine the course of my life. I'm going to take a stand. Remixed for dads, I'm not going to sit on the sidelines while life races by. I'm taking a stand for my own day of adventure. Now, Pee-wee had his own big adventure, but you need an adventure. You, Dad, need to do something out of the ordinary. You need to take a day off. You need a Ferris Bueller's day off. And to stop being a Cameron. There's some big dad-focused themes inspired by iconic parts in the movie that I want to break down for you that really could play out in your next dad's day off. Here they are. So in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, the parade scene, and when you watch this near the end of the movie, that was filmed with really no permission. And a lot of the people in the movie had no idea they were being filmed in a movie. Fun, right? So, yeah, they were just doing life and they ended up in a movie, in a parade for whatever. The parade scene is one of those themes and one of the moments in the movie that I think we can apply as dads. Now, follow me here. I want to encourage you as dads to step into the spotlight, to let loose a little bit more. You're a little tight. You're a little bit like, you got your shoulders up, you're strong, you're secure, you're in control. You need to let it loose a little bit and lead the parade. Lead the parade in your own life. Even if it's just dancing in the living room with your kids. Your kids need to see a side of you that the world will never see. It'll never show up in your LinkedIn profile. It'll never happen at a business meeting. It won't happen on the golf course with the pals, even with a few drinks. Your family needs to see a side of you where the parade is happening and you're leading the parade. How fun is that? And what a memory for your kids. Dad wasn't the guy in the corner sitting in his lazy boy chair watching the game, grunting at his kids to get out of the way so he could see what's happening on TV. You're the guy leading the parade. Don't you want that for your kids? I want that for you. Another part in the movie, they're all in this art gallery and they're looking at all this artwork on the wall, filmed in Chicago, right? I want to remind dads to find moments of quiet reflection. I know it doesn't fit in the movie really, this scene to me, but what an interesting thing, because they just, in the busyness and all the things they can pack into one day, they found time to go to a museum and just soak it in. And as a dad, I don't think in all the busyness of life, we take time to do something like that. So that, again, could be a walk, that could be fishing, that could be whatever. But something for you where you slow down and you do something out of the ordinary for yourself. Appreciate the beauty and depth in the ordinary. Just as Ferris and his friends did in the museum, they took a step out of the craziness and the hyperactivity of their day and did something reflective. I think it's interesting. Think about the art gallery scene when you watch the movie and go, when's the last time I did something like that for me? Probably in a long time. And then the other part in the movie, in the moments that caught my attention, I always remember, is Cameron's transformation. A simple day off can help dad shake off stress, reconnect with yourself, and return home renewed. Just like Cameron's journey, he went from being anxious to empowered. And that's my challenge for you. Are you feeling really anxious right now? Is anxiety leading you as a dad? When was the last time you felt empowered within yourself and a sense of purpose, not just doing life out of routine, not being dragged around by people who are more influential in your life? Again, lead the parade. And then the last part that really catches my eye in the movie is Ferris's overall confidence in life. The importance of approaching fatherhood and life with confidence, creativity, and a willingness to blend the rules for the sake of joy is something that we as dads could really level up. What's your approach to fatherhood? What's your approach to life? Are you confident? Are you creative? Are you willing to bend the rules and do something out of the normal for yourself? Or are you resigned to follow the same path? Be accountable, be reliable, be the person people count on, but you're overlooked because you never lead and you never show up in a way where people go, oh, look at Stan doing the thing. Look at Ralph over there. Look at him. Right? When was the last time that you stood up and again led the parade? Interesting. Taking a guilt-free day off isn't shirking your responsibility. It's embracing the Buellerian philosophy. I like this. The Buellerian philosophy of making life work for you. Dreaming bigger and riding it out with confidence. When dads give themselves permission to step away from the routine, they model self-care, they model joy, they model curiosity and adventure for their families. After all, as Ferris says, how many days are you going to live like this? Give yourself a Ferris Bueller dad day off. The world and your family will be better for it. Start the parade, find some reflection, and go spend some time with yourself without feeling any guilt. You don't need to lie to create space. You just need to create space. Again, if you haven't seen Ferris Bueller or you haven't seen it in a long, long time, go watch it. Watch it with your family. Watch it with your wife, your partner, and just relive maybe a point in your life from the past or make a new memory. And again, watch for the license plates on the cars for all the main characters and imagine yourself as a dad in the place of Cameron, in the place of the characters in the show, in the situations and all the different moments. And how would you as a dad be different if you just simply took a day off? You have my permission as if you need it, But I think you need to take a day off and go find yourself. Recharge. Your family's going to love you for it. And I think you're going to have fun with yourself because it's been a very long time. Thanks for being here on Dad Space. We'd love to hear what you do on your day off. Tell me what you did. dadspace.ca. Speak pipe's right there. Leave me a message. Love to hear from you. Come on, you can do this. Push the button. Tell me what you did on your day off. dadspace.ca. Hey, thanks for listening to Dad Space. Thanks for hanging out to the end of the podcast. That's a great sign to wherever you're listening to this podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, fill in the blank, that this was a good podcast to send people to. So simply by listening to this point of the podcast, you're helping the show grow. So good on you. Thanks for helping us grow Dad Space. If you want to help us fill our cups over at Dad Space, head over to dadspace.ca. Dadspace.ca, simple website, right? Dadspace.ca. You can fill up our coffee cup, which helps us then to keep moving forward with the podcast and use our Buy Me a Coffee link over at dadspace.ca. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for coming back. And thank you for sharing. Because the more dads we can help, the better. We're all here to help each other grow in community. That's what it's all about. And without you, podcast is pointless. There's no reason to do any of this. So you being here means everything. See you at dadspace.ca. Take care.